Hey everybody, it's Chris from Guilty Words, where we unravel crime one word at a time. Sarah Boone was back in court on July 25th, 2024, for a hearing about how she is to receive her long-awaited discovery materials. It was a short hearing, and I've pulled out a few snippets to give you some of the highlights. But even though it was short, in it, we got a taste of how Sarah's going to handle being in court, how she's going to handle her main complaints, and how the judge is going to respond. Let's take a look at them together. We already know Sarah is on the All Sarah All the Time channel and expects the rest of the world to be as well. That was true at this hearing. And when she latches onto a theme, she doesn't let it go. Her themes for this short hearing were, why wasn't I notified sooner? And I want hard copies of my materials.
I am thoroughly confused. Was a notice ever cut online for this or mailed to anyone? I don't even know why Mr. Lane is here. I don't know why I'm here.
In true Sarah fashion, she also kept repeating these issues over and over again, thinking she would get a different result. We also got a look at how the judge is going to handle her during the trial, and it's a technique that's called gray rock. It's used with toddlers, narcissists, gaslighters, or anybody who is trying to push the boundaries or steamroll over you. It simply means staying incredibly calm and repeating the same sentence over and over again, no matter how spastic that person goes. I want a cookie now. You can have a cookie after dinner. I want a cookie now. You can have a cookie after dinner. Always calm, so that whoever is doing the inappropriate behavior is basically battering up against a gray rock, not moving, not changing. The judge has gray rock down to a science and uses it even here in this short hearing. Sarah keeps saying, I want to be notified sooner, and the judge, nope, not having it.
Was a notice of hearing posted or mailed to anyone to where apparently the news crews obviously got it? How is it that I do not know anything about this other than my bunk being kicked at 3 o'clock in the morning telling me I have court? Shouldn't I be included in all of this so I know what's going on and not a surprise hearing like it is again for the second time?
Ma'am, again, this is why there were benefits to being represented by counsel. The court has already identified in its 16-page order the reasons for why you no longer have those benefits.
Right.
It makes things exceptionally more difficult, as I explained to you, in communicating with the court and communicating with the state attorney's office. You were advised as soon as it was set yesterday.
It's just very odd to me that the news knew about it before I did. My constitutional right to counsel is being forfeited on your behalf in the court. So now I don't get appropriate notice in preparation for me to be able to be here and doing what I'm supposed to be doing and act as and perform as?
I've already addressed the reasons, ma'am, for why there was a forfeiture and alternatively a waiver in the 16-page order that you were provided.
Just to give you background on what's going on in these clips. It begins with a man named Billy Flynn from Jailbreak Investigations, who has already been retained as an investigator in Sarah's case, apparently by previous lawyers. So he's the one in charge of scanning all of her discovery, or putting them on thumb drives and bringing them over to the jail, where they will be put on a laptop that she can use from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. The jail has said it doesn't have the room to store her 2 banker's boxes, so she can have a laptop to look through all this discovery. Sarah is not happy. She wants hard copies.
I've been waiting for that, and I would much rather prefer a hard copy of these to where I can write on them as opposed to anything that's on a laptop.
I am unable to provide that for you.
So I don't know, is this something that I need to pursue continuously still for me to be able to receive my hard copies? Because no one tells me anything.
I cannot answer that question, because that may call for me providing you legal advice, which I am prohibited from doing.
I guess I will figure that out, because if I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't utilize the laptop, which is another reason why I was looking forward to the hard copies.
She argues if she's up at 2 in the morning, she won't be able to get to the laptop to look at her discovery. This one sentence clues us in on Sarah's attitude. She's believing, now that she's a pro se lawyer, that the normal jail rules will not apply to her, that she can get up at 2 a.m, go wherever she wants, and do whatever she wants. It sounds like she almost expected to get a small office with a laptop, her hard copies, and access whenever she decided she wanted to work on her case. She's shocked to find out she's still a prisoner in jail, and jail rules still apply. At 2 a.m, she's supposed to be asleep. She's not getting up to look at hard copies or her laptop. They went strictly by the letter of the law, because if you give Sarah a little bit of wiggle room, she tries to ramrod over all of it. So Sarah, they've given you very, very strict boundaries, as strict as the boundaries around the outside of that jail for you getting in and out. The judge is a perfect gray rock, but there's another character we're introduced to, this man named Billy Flynn. Sarah has no idea who he is. Understandably, I guess she wouldn't have needed to meet the investigator because that was the lawyer's job. But she finds out that he is her investigator, and this is one of the things she asked for in the 5 motions that she had sent to the judge. Now, the judge had not yet received those motions at the time of this hearing. I've done another video about the motions. So you would think she would be thrilled to find out that she has an investigator already approved, who's already been working on her case, who already is under the attorney-client privilege, which is why he is the one scanning her things in. When I saw this man, my heart bled for him, because right now he is the only resource besides a law library that Sarah has. In those motions that she sent to the judge, she asked for assistance of counsel, and she's not getting it. She's forfeited that as well. So he's it. And he's hired and he's paid, and we know how miserable she makes the people that are there to try and help her. Queen Sarah, now Queen Lawyer Sarah, is going to look at this man not as someone paid to assist her in investigating, but as her 24/7 on-call slave to do her bidding. Thank goodness there's a budget in place, because as soon as Billy Flynn meets it, he can stop dealing with Sarah. It's either the budget or the trial that's going to end this. But I hope for his sake that he's really good at setting boundaries and limits, or that the judge pulls him aside and says, don't put up with any guff from her. Because I can see Sarah asking him things like, investigate the copy machine and make me these copies, they won't let me near it. Or dig up some dirt on the police who arrested me. Things that would be highly inappropriate. And he's going to have to explain to her why. Tell me in the comments below if you think she's going to fire Billy Flynn the first time that he says no to her. I'm really curious, because she doesn't have a lot of time left to find and get another investigator approved. Sarah mentioned several times that the news crews are there, and she keeps looking over at them scornfully.
I don't know how the news crews got here before I did. And will there be a proper notice for today?
Notice was performed last night. I've already explained.
Ask the news crews how they got here?
No, ma'am, I'm not going to let you do that.
She has an attitude of entitlement like a queen. It shows up when she keeps asking, how were these people notified about this hearing? When were they notified? Why are they here before me? She even asks to speak to them, to ask when they were notified. This idea that other people may have been notified before she was drives her bananas. What does it matter? She got notified. The judge explains that it was set the day before. He told the jail and they notified her. I've always said that Sarah loves the attention she's getting, despite all her complaints about, oh, it's too much attention and it's affecting my trial. And what she did today proved it. When she talked about the news crews, she didn't ask why they were there. She didn't say, I don't want them here because my jury pool is already polluted enough. She just was mad that they got there before her. It seems like she wanted to be in the court to welcome them. Again, like a queen, welcoming her guests. If Sarah was truly upset they were there, being her own lawyer now, she would be putting motions before the court to say, I want to talk about when this is televised, what news crews see. She would be trying to limit the amount of coverage. Instead, it's just a matter of positioning herself when they get there. What have we learned about our few minutes with Sarah in this court appearance? One is she's going to have a fit when she gets the court's answer about no assistant attorney. Two, this poor Mr. Flynn is going to have some very difficult weeks ahead of him. Three, she still has this incredible air of entitlement about her, which I think was made worse by becoming her own lawyer, because now it's an additional poor me. Already she was saying lawyers were violating her rights, and now the entire court system has, because she doesn't have a lawyer to violate her rights. Everybody's against her. And there is not one iota yet of remorse about anything that's happened, and not one iota of taking any kind of responsibility either for the crime or for the fact that she was the one who forfeited her right to an attorney. As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time very much, and I would love to have your subscription. Please hit the like button so this video gets out to more people. Leave any comments about the hearing or these motions or just the trial in general below. I am trying to answer all my comments. I'm just kind of overwhelmed by the response, so be patient with me, but I am definitely reading them. Thanks again, and until we meet again, please use your words wisely and well. Take care.